Hi everyone, this is Dan with SPE Motorsport. On this week's product spotlight, we're going to go over our injector return repair kit for the 6.7 Powerstroke, ranging from years 2011 to current. Basically what the injector return repair kit consists of is a quick connect coupler, depending on the year of the truck, that fixes the line that runs to the injectors. And the return line that runs to the injectors, it's a smaller, very brittle line. We'll kind of go over that on the table here in a minute and show you how it breaks and what it's actually fixing. But I'll tell you kind of quickly what actually is going on with the injector return line and what it's even there for. So on the 6.7 Powerstroke, the fuel injectors have a small line that also come off of them. So you have your main high pressure line that runs into the top of it. It ejects that fuel out of the base of the injector, obviously, to fire the truck. The small line that also goes into the top of the injector is a return line and also a pressure feed line all at the same time. What happens is that small line that feeds into the top of the injector, it has base fuel pressure from your lift pump at all times in that line. And we'll show you kind of how that tees into your fuel filter and your fuel system in general to get that. The thing that line has, you know, as far as the fuel pressure going in, feeding to the injector, also what else is going on inside that injector is whenever the high pressure fuel is at an excess or it needs to bleed that off, it can take, you know, the 10,000 PSI fuel pressure and bleed a little bit of that back, and it has a way to escape out of the body of the injector when you don't need it. So that is basically what the injector return line does. It's kind of confusing because it's a return line, but at the same time it also has fuel pressure in it going towards the injectors. So all 8 injectors have part of that line that eventually it all comes together and then tees and runs up to the fuel filter housing on all model year trucks. They do it a little bit differently on the 11 to 16 and the 17 and up trucks. So what we'll do is we'll kind of go over what we got here on the table and the difference between the model years, and we'll kind of show you the parts in the kit. So to my right here, we have the 2011 to 16 fuel filter. The main difference between this fuel filter and the newer trucks is you'll notice the newer truck has a third port on it, and that third port is for the injector return line. It's a quick connect style line on the later trucks. So that's a quick telltale. These only have two fittings on it. So this is actually the factory junction that they use. So your main lift pump line that's coming out of your supply from the lift pump is going to connect here, and then this goes on the fuel filter like that, and then the injector return line tees into this. And as you can see, this is the common breakage that happens on these trucks. This is a very terrible design. It has a tiny little, you know, plastic nipple on it, and it's a thin wall, which is obviously not good for rigidity, and that snaps. So what we ended up doing is, obviously that is not a problem and you don't want that to happen. What we ended up doing is we came out with a billet version. We engineered the clip, the whole aspect of it, and we made it kind of as a more modular unit, so you can actually tap in, being that these trucks have no place to tap in to monitor fuel pressure. On this year truck, we were actually able to add an auxiliary fuel pressure port as well to, you know, do any diagnosing or anything like that you need to do. As you can see here, this is where that hose, where it broke off, you're going to cut it and it's going to slip right onto this nipple, and then we give you a nice wrap, full wrap 360 degree clamp to apply it and tighten down. So, and that obviously that goes right on like that. And it has the quick connect couplers and everything on it, so you can remove it just the same as you would from the factory. And it is a stupid thing, but not stupid thing, all these pieces on this manifold are actually replaceable as well. So if this would be damaged or somehow you would be able to break a billet aluminum nipple, this fitting's actually changeable as well. So we kind of want to cover all bases there. Now on the later model trucks, the 17 and up trucks, there are obviously changes. And what they did is they knew they had a problem with the earlier trucks, so they decided to make they being Ford obviously, decided to make a quick connect coupler. Well, it all seemed fine and dandy, but the quick connect coupler, as we're going to actually show you on the 2020 that we have here, and we're actually going to do a quick install so you can see the whole process real quick. What you'll notice is not only did they do the quick connect coupler, but they actually didn't fix the problem, because on the back side of the quick connect coupler, they still have this same nipple. So yes, it's nice that it's not in a junction block like that, but it can break the same exact way. So being that we had smaller area and more constraints to work with on the newer trucks, we weren't able to add the auxiliary port into this, but we were able to do a billet version, which works all in the same and connects just like factory. So it locks on just like that. So, and what that'll do, obviously, just like the 11 to 16 trucks, you have a billet nipple to go on. This is going to be way harder to break than the plastic version. Same thing, you would cut the line, put the line on with the clamp, tighten it down, and you're good to go. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to show you the installation of this part on the 20 behind us, just because it's a really simple, easy part to put on. And then you guys can kind of understand what it is and what line you're working with, etc. So yeah, and then here's some of the components. We don't use any components from any other factory style connectors. Obviously, since the whole thing is billet and we actually have the quick connect built into this, these are all things that we engineer and design and have made. So it's all specifically made for exactly what we're doing in this scenario. So now that you guys kind of know what we got here and what we're trying to accomplish, we're going to hop on the truck here and actually put this thing on. All right, guys, so we're under the hood of this 20 here, and we're going to kind of show you, this is obviously the triple connection on the fuel filter. This is your return line right here. This is your injector return line. So all you're literally going to have to do this process, like let's say this is broken, you're going to depressurize the fuel system. So you're going to want to make sure there's no pressure in all this, and you're going to want to, obviously, if you pull one of these off and you were just running the truck, it's probably going to spray fuel everywhere. So pull your line off, pull your quick connect. It's going to look like that. You're going to be able to feel underneath here where the nipple kind of ends at. If you're doing this as a precautionary measure, this is going to be what you're doing right here. If it's already broken, then you already know where the nipple ends. So what you do is you'll just take a pair of dikes, cut right below that nipple that you can feel there. Like that. Now you can, obviously your line's cut off there. And then you're going to want to slide your clamp on over top like that. And then you're going to take your quick connect, your return repair kit, you're going to take the nipple there, shove it in the line like that. It's going to be a pretty tight fit. And then you're literally just going to take your clamp and tighten it down until it's pretty snug. And obviously you're not going to need to over tighten it. The barb is actually pretty aggressive underneath the hose there, so it doesn't take a crazy amount of pressure to tighten that down as I drop the wrench here. And then you just want to snug it up. Honestly, the smaller the wrench, probably the better, because it doesn't take a whole lot. And then once you get the line back on and tighten down, take that, stick it right back on there. And that's it. Pretty simple install. Not a lot involved in it. All right, after you get your line installed, you're going to want to turn the key on and let the fuel system pressurize. You don't have to start the truck. It'll make it a little harder to hear if you have like a hissing leak or something smaller. So just turn the key on, it'll prime the lift pump, and you'll be able to get up in here and make sure that none of this is leaking. So you can hear the fuel pump priming, pressurizing the system there. You can even move this around, push and pull on it just a little bit to make sure that it's nice and sturdy. So, yep, we look good, everything looks good. So we can go ahead and shut the key off and it's done. All right, everyone, now that you got to see how everything fits and goes on the truck with that install, we can kind of go over one more time what we got on the table here. The 2011 to 16 kit and the 2017 and up injector return repair kit that we have for the 6.7 Powerstroke. If you want any more information on it or you want to purchase it, it's on our website. You can email us or call us with any questions. And thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.